Revenue Hero does that on your website, from email campaigns, where it's just a one-click scheduling experience on intercom. And if you have a PLG experience, connect right from within the app. Revenue Hero looks up your connected CRM. We look up any enrichment and assign those meetings to existing owners. You can match literally any property. We then let you set up a waterfall model to either round robin. And we also do collective round robin between their AEs and their SEs right on the first call. So the prospects see the collective availability of both those teams.
Next up in the tank is a way to optimize lead routing and scheduling. Please welcome Chara, co-founder at RevenueHero, dialing in from Chennai, India. Thank you so much. I know it's late for you right now, Chara. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for hosting us, Phil. I'm going to start with a magic trick that a lot of companies and marketers pull off without realizing that they're doing on a lot of their channels, right? And it goes something like this. A high intent prospect submits the form on the website, clicks on the talk to the sales team on their email campaigns, any channel, and they just send them to a generic good old, hey, thanks for requesting a demo. We'll talk to you soon. And they make pipeline disappear, right? So that's the classic disappearing act that happens on a lot of companies' websites and a lot of their marketing channels. So let's look at the right kind of magic that we need for marketing, sales, and ops folks, and turn all that high intent demo requests, and prospects who want to talk to sales into actual book meetings and pipeline, right? So Revenue Hero does that on your website, from email campaigns, where it's just a one-click scheduling experience without forms, on intercom or any other chat widgets that you might have. And if you have a PLG experience where you use a free trial motion to acquire your prospects and they hit a wall or they've hit their limits, you can even have them connect with the correct sales rep right from within the app without having to fill out another form or be redirected back to your website, right? We even cover non-digital experiences like getting meetings booked from events. And so with all of this, we've made all the marketers and the sales folks happy, where marketers get better conversions across all their channels. Sales teams get all their qualified demos right on the calendars. They don't have to do the follow-ups. But I can literally feel ops folks rolling their eyes thinking, here we go again, one more automation. How is this going to mess things up? And I'm going to answer you right there. So the way Revenue Hero is built is we consider all the complications that go into qualifying and routing meetings to the right teams using all the properties or all the data that you could possibly have access to actually maintain your distribution rules and not just make it a mess where everybody gets to book a demo on your website, right? So I'll start with what it looks like for every demo request that comes in through different channels. So ops folks first get a log of how the demo came in, why they got qualified, why they didn't get qualified, if they booked a meeting, if they didn't, all in one screen. And from here, we'll jump right into the way you set it up, right? So every time a demo request is processed by Revenue Hero, within 3 seconds, Revenue Hero looks up your connected CRM. We look up any enrichment provider you've connected Revenue Hero to, your form information, and any historical data that you have about the prospect, to first put them through a matching rule where we look up existing data on a CRM to figure out, is this a named account? Are they already in touch with somebody? And assign those meetings to existing owners. And if they don't match, then put them through all your distribution rules, which you get to configure in Revenue Hero with a Zapier-like experience, right? Now, when I say matching, of course, we all know that it's not who has clean CRM data. So we do matching at multiple levels. You can match against your contacts, your accounts, associated accounts to the contact, or even against custom objects in Salesforce. And when we say match, we don't just mean the email domain. you can match literally any property that you get as an input from the prospect on your email forms or any property that you've stored against the record against any property in your CRM. And we, of course, do all the good stuff of fuzzy matching, tiebreakers when you find multiple records to make sure that you're matching against the latest and greatest record, to make sure that anytime we automate scheduling, it's actually as intended and sends it to the right sales rep. And the sales reps aren't complaining about, hey, I keep getting junk on my calendar, right? So once we process the matching criteria and we don't find a matching record, we then let you set up a waterfall model to either round robin within a team based on their distribution criteria, which could be territory-based, segment-based, or just a vanilla round robin. And we also do things like collective round robin, where you're able to round robin meetings between two teams, where we typically see companies use this to round robin a meeting between their AEs and their SEs right on the first call. So the prospects see the collective availability of both those teams and are able to book a meeting where they actually get a demo and not just an interrogation call for the actual demo, right? So stuff like this ensures that your prospects are qualified on all the channels instantly. They see the availability of the right sales team's calendars, and they're able to get that meeting booked right away, and not just another mailbox, another email buried in the mailbox asking for the right time, following up, and then eventually forgetting about the demo request that they made, right? So in terms of how you set up these rules, you get to set up these rules based on, like I said, any property that you have about that prospect that you collected on the form, that you already have in your CRM, and also with the built-in enrichment that RevenueHero provides, where you can also bring in external enrichment providers like Clearbit, Crust Data. We're also working with a few others, where on the fly, you're able to enrich them, enrich the information of that prospect, put it through your qualification rules, and then decide whose calendar to send it to, right? So you bring it all together in what we call routers. So you connect it to a form or email campaigns, in-app, what have you. It goes through your distribution criteria, and you can even ensure you get set fallbacks, like if somebody sees the calendars and doesn't book a meeting, redistribute it as a lead to your SDR so they're able to follow, right? And I've intentionally disconnected one of the integrations in my app. This is for you ops folks, where we let you proactively know that something about your setup is wrong. Maybe a Salesforce token expired. Maybe one of your sales reps forgot to connect their Google Calendar. You don't have to scramble to find this out after they start complaining. It's proactive. We send you a notification anytime something goes wrong, and you also have it in the app. You get an email, so you get to fix things before it actually causes impact, not after, right? So moving on, all of the information about the prospect, whether they booked a meeting, what paths they booked a meeting through, what the outcome of the meeting was, whether it was canceled, whether it was a no-show, it's all automatically pushed to Salesforce or HubSpot or Zoho if you use any of those CRMs. You can choose whether it goes against a lead or a contact, depending on what works for you. And the best part is, update these statuses is just a one click for sales reps, and all they need to do is say whether it's a no-show or not. Everything else is automated. I just heard the timer, but by doing all of this, you'll see results like these. These are real numbers from our customers, and enterprise companies have seen great results driving their demo requests up. And by doing all of this, we've had amazing companies and amazing GTM orgs use RevenueHero and see the right results.
Yeah, thanks for the demo. I feel like this space is pretty competitive. So I'd love to hear from you, Charan. Like, what's the standout features? Like, why not go with the tried and true players when it comes to lead routing? Like what does RevenueHero have that they don't have?
Yeah, that's a great question. It is pretty competitive. And one of the things that we've learned over the course of building this product is the actual scheduling part is table stakes. Everybody can do it. Where teams really struggle is being actually actually being able to replicate their distribution logic without having to compromise on complexity of, hey, my qualification requires that I look through, you know, 20 accounts that look the same, have the same domain, and probably needs to match against a custom object, and then find the owner of the custom object whose calendar needs to be shown on the website. So long story short, it's in the depth and complexity of routing that RevenueHero makes a massive difference, where we don't just do a vanilla lookup using like an email domain to say, hey, this domain matches this first account that we found. Here's the owner of the first account, which is wrong in most cases, right? And then, so depth and complexity of the workflows you're able to build in RevenueHero is one. And then when you get into the smaller things, the speed at which our scheduling widget loads is under 2 seconds all the time, and you wouldn't believe the amount of difference that makes in how much pipeline it impacts. And then small things like how customized the experience for your prospects. Do they get a reminder from reminder@schedulingproduct.com where they see that and then they're like, yeah, I never booked a meeting with them? Or do they get a reminder from your company for which they booked a demo? And like the collective round robin experience that you saw, where you bring an AE and an AC, combine their availabilities, and then show it on the website. Those are unique things where, cybersecurity companies who need a sales engineer on the first call are able to pull off with RevenueHero, not with the rest of the players, right? So it's mostly depth and complexity of workflows, and also the visibility for ops folks into what happened for every single demo request that they got, which rule matched, which rules failed, why it failed, and being able to act on it immediately. That makes teams choose us over competitors today.
Yeah, super cool. RevenueHero is a longtime sponsor of the Humans of Martech podcast, and I've had the pleasure of chatting with customers that use RevenueHero. And one thing that comes up that you didn't touch on, Chara, all the time, like consistently, is the support on Slack Connect. That's 24/5. And a lot of the folks just say, like, I had this one little thing I couldn't figure out, reached out to support on Slack, and within like 20 minutes, I had an expert walking me through how to do that. So that's something that consistently pops up too.
And I can also attest to that as well. I've seen someone mention a comment of can't figure this out, sent directly to the team, and they responded and turned it around. So kudos.
Thank you so much. Yes, the support is also a massive differentiator for us.
Yeah, and I've got a question. I put it in the chat because I didn't know if we were going to have time. I'm curious, are you able to accommodate out of offices, vacation time, as well as time zones? I know I've worked at global and international companies, and that can be really tricky task.
Yeah, of course. So you get to configure time zone at multiple levels, at team levels, at individuals configuring their own time zones, and we're connected into every sales rep's calendars. So when they mark themselves as out of office, RevenueHero is able to detect that, take them out of the queue. And the best part is when they get back to office, we calibrate meetings so that they actually catch up to the rest, if you choose to do so, or if you're like, hey, if you take time off, it's up to you to catch up, then we let them stay wherever they are in the position and then slowly catch up, right?
That's great to offer weighted options. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. All right, awesome. Thanks
Love
so much.
it. All right, Chara, there's a couple more questions on chat. I'll let you go backstage and check in on that. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us. I know it's super late for you. Thanks for your time.
No worries.